This is the Codex Gigas. It is the largest medieval manuscript in the world, weighing 165 pounds and standing nearly a yard tall. Every time a page turns, the scale of the object challenges our understanding of 13th century production. To create this single volume, scribes required the skins of 160 donkeys. It was a project of such massive material cost that it would have depleted the resources of an entire region. Yet the legend insists this wasn't a project that took years. The story says the 600,000-word manuscript was completed in a single night by a condemned monk. The sheer physical weight of the book makes that claim sound like a fairy tale. But the closer we look at the actual parchment, the harder it becomes to explain how it was actually made. Most museums offer a rational explanation. A single scribe dedicated 20 or 30 years of his life to the task, finishing it as a lifelong act of monastic devotion. Forensic analysis of the ink and script tells a different story. These columns of Latin text are preternaturally consistent. There are 0 micro-variations in the handwriting from the beginning of the book to the end. Over 30 years, a human hand changes. It tires, it ages, and it develops slight tremors or inconsistencies. In the Codex Gigas, the script remains as uniform as if it were produced by a machine. To achieve this level of uniformity, the scribe would have had to work for decades without ever getting sick or losing focus or even aging. The forensic data suggests a level of perfection that exceeds human biological limits. The official theory requires a monk who was essentially a biological miracle. It's a conclusion based on a specific kind of faith, the belief that there must be a rational explanation, even when the evidence on the page points towards something that isn't. In 1204, a monk named Herman the Reckless was sentenced to be walled alive for his crimes. In a desperate bid for mercy, he promised to produce a book containing all human knowledge in a single night. As the hours slipped away, he realized he could never finish. Legend says he stopped praying to God and turned his voice toward the darkness, asking for help to complete the impossible task before the sun rose. At dawn, the book was finished, and at its exact center, on page 290, sits a full-page illustration of a green-skinned, clawed entity staring back at the reader. This image ignores the artistic standards of the time. Medieval devils were usually depicted in the margins, small, grotesque, and suffering. This figure is dignified, symmetrical, and dominates the page. The portrait functions as a dedication rather than a warning. It is placed at the heart of the manuscript as an honest acknowledgement of the source that allowed the knowledge to be recorded. We can find a clue in the name of the entity the monk allegedly summoned: Lucifer. In Latin, lux is light, and fere is to bring. He is the light bringer, the morning star that appears just before the sunrise. This figure mirrors the Promethean archetype, a being whose role is to deliver forbidden illumination to humanity, often at a terrible personal cost. The Codex itself reflects this. It isn't just a Bible, it's an archive of history, medicine, and encyclopedic knowledge. It was an attempt to collect everything known to 13th century civilization. In an era where knowledge was scarce and controlled, gathering it all into one volume was an act of radical illumination. The entity in the cell didn't arrive to take something away. It arrived to ensure that the collection of human understanding would be preserved, regardless of what the authorities allowed. The Church's reaction to the manuscript reveals their true priorities. Instead of destroying a book supposedly written by the devil, they kept it as a prized possession. By framing the Codex as a conquered demonic relic, the monastery turned it into a highly profitable attraction. Pilgrims traveled across Europe and paid for the chance to see it. Later, secular rulers like Emperor Rudolph II claimed the book. For the royal court, the Codex wasn't a religious warning. It was an operational manual for studying the occult and pursuing power. Today, the book is held here in the National Library of Sweden. It is studied by scholars with institutional credentials, kept behind glass and climate-controlled security. Every institution that has owned the Codex has followed the same pattern. They profit from the legend while keeping the actual contents out of the hands of the general public. The Codex Gigas represents the first time a civilization tried to put everything it knew into one place. It was a physical attempt to build a universal library, a precursor to our modern belief that all knowledge should be consolidated. The tension surrounding this book remains relevant today. We still see intense friction between the desire for free access to information and the institutions that want to gatekeep it. The true threat to the medieval authorities wasn't a supernatural entity. It was the existence of a single book that held all the answers, independent of the church's interpretation. When knowledge is consolidated and then locked away, we have to ask why the truth is being treated as something dangerous. The Devil's Bible is a monument to a human who refused to die in the dark. It challenges us to decide for ourselves whether the pursuit of knowledge is a sin, and whose devil is really keeping the door shut.